print comes to Europe. For centuries, the silk and the spices from China flowed into Europe through the Silk Route. So, how did the print technology pass from China to Europe through the Silk Route? It was in the 11th century that the Chinese paper has reached Europe via the same route, that is Silk Route. Paper made possible the production of manuscripts. Paper has made an idea for the people to make manuscripts. Manuscripts are very delicate, so they have to be written very carefully by the scribes. In 1295, Marco Polo, a great explorer, returned to Italy after many years of exploration in China. So, China already had the technology of wood block printing. Marco Polo brought this knowledge back with him when he came from China back to Italy. So, Italians now began producing books with the help of wood blocks, and soon the technology spread to other parts of Europe. Luxury editions were still handwritten and they were very expensive on vellum. What is a vellum? A vellum is a parchment made from the skin of an animal which has to be written very carefully, which is very expensive as well. So it meant for aristocratic circles, rich monastic libraries, which scoffed at printed books as cheap vulgarities. Merchants and students in the universities towns bought the cheap printed copies. So initially, there was a route through which the silk and the spices were transported from China into Europe. So in the 11th century, Chinese paper also reached Europe via the same Silk Route. Paper made it possible for the production of manuscripts carefully written by scribes. Then in 1295, the Marco Polo, a great explorer, returned to Italy after many years of exploration in China. So he brought back the technology, the knowledge, the idea of how to do wood block printing along with him to Italy. Then in Italy, they started to produce the books with the wood block technology. Like this, the knowledge spread from China to Italy. Then the luxury editions were still handwritten. They were very expensive vellum. On the very expensive vellum, they were handwritten. And this is meant for the aristocratic, the dominant groups, the high end circles in the society during that time. And they used to feel that the printed books as cheap vulgarities. Then at the same time, in the same society, we have merchants and students in the university towns brought the cheap printed books for their study purpose. As the demand for the books increased, the booksellers all over the Europe began exporting books to many different countries. As there is a demand for books increase, the booksellers all over the Europe began to export books to many different countries. They started to organize book fairs where they can display all the books. Now, the production of the handwritten manuscripts was also organized in a new way to meet the expanded demands, because now the production of the books has to be done on a larger scale. So, they prefer to have scribes or skilled handwriters who were no longer solely employed by a wealthy or influential patron but by the booksellers. More than 50 scribes were often worked for one bookseller. Means he used to hire these people, make them copy the books and make the books and sell the books. Why he is able to do like this? Because there is an increased demand for books across the Europe. They were exporting books to many different countries as well. But the production of the handwritten manuscripts could not satisfy the ever increasing demand for books, because copying was an expensive, laborious, time consuming business. Why they cannot produce more books even there is demand? Because you have to copy means it takes a lot of time, costly and laborious work. The manuscripts are very fragile, very delicate and difficult to handle, could not be carried easily from one place to another place. One is it is expensive, laborious, time consuming. At the same time, it is very fragile and delicate to handle from one place to another place. Their circulation, therefore, remained limited. Due to all these factors, the circulation of the handmade books has become limited. With the growing demand for books, the woodblock printing gradually became more and more popular. So it spread to Europe to print on textiles, playing cards, and religious pictures with simple, brief text. That's how the technology started to bring print in everyone's day to day life. So there was a clear and great need for even quicker and cheaper reproduction of text. So this could only be with the invention of new print technology. The breakthrough occurred at Strasbourg, Germany, where John Gutenberg developed the first known printing press in 1430s. That brought the great change in the print technology. So Gutenberg and the printing press. Who was Gutenberg? Gutenberg, John Gutenberg, was a son of a merchant and grew up on a large agricultural estates. So from his childhood, he has seen wine and olive presses. So along during his childhood, he observed the wine and the olive presses happening there. Subsequently, he learnt the art of polishing the stones. So making the stones to a fine structures. So became a master goldsmith. So by profession, John Gutenberg was a master goldsmith, and he acquired the polishing stones and expertise to create lead molds used for making trinkets. So he created lead molds, structures which are used for trinkets. So drawing on this knowledge, Gutenberg adopted the existing technology to design his new innovation. So the olive press provided the model for printing press, and the molds were used for casting the metal types for the letters of alphabets. So by 1448, Gutenberg perfected the system of printing. The first book he printed was Bible. How many copies did he print? He printed around 180 copies, and it took 3 years for him to produce them. By the standards of that time, that was the fast production. So that is how the print technology came into existence, and those were the ideas which influenced John Gutenberg to design the print technology. So the new technology did not entirely displace the existing art of producing hand books by hand. In fact, printed books at first closely resembled the written manuscripts in appearance and layout. The metal letters imitated the ornamental handwritten styles. So they used to have the metals shaped in the handwritten style. The borders were illuminated by hand with foliage and other patterns. illustrations were painted. In the books printed for the rich, space for decoration was kept blank on the printed pages because every purchaser could choose the design and decide on the painting what he want, school that would do the illustrations. So printed books came, they were written in the handwritten styles, they were illuminated by hand, the illustrations were painted, and in the books printed for the rich, there was space for decoration, and some pages were kept blank on the printed book so that each purchaser could choose the design and decide on what the painting school that want to do the illustrations. In the 100 years between 1450 and 1550, the printing presses were set up in most countries of Europe. Printers from Germany traveled to the other countries seeking work and helping start new presses. As the number of printing presses grew up, the book production boomed, means the production increased. By the second half of the 15th century, they saw 20 million copies of printed books flooding the markets in Europe. The number went up in the 16th century to about 200 million copies, from 20 million to 200 millions. This shift from hand printing to mechanical printing led to the print revolution.